Ahead of the Jake Paul fight, Iron Mike Tyson, he has some sort of medical emergency. All of a sudden, I got lightheaded. I started to feel real dizzy. I was on Spirit. I was flying on the plane. I started feeling like I was throw up. All of a sudden, next thing I know, they got the ambulance. Bro, what is going on? Mike Tyson, breaking news. He suffers some sort of medical emergency on a flight to LA. I was going to LA. I was going to be at LAX and I started feeling lightheaded. Right? The ambulance came on board. So make sure you guys follow me on all social medias, best in the business. And it's not even close. Mike Tyson suffered a medical emergency weeks before his upcoming fight versus Jake Paul in July. Pretty stacked card on Netflix. Tyson required medical attention while on board a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. Quote, Mike has some kind of medical emergency on the plane and paramedics boarded the plane. Reports suggest that Tyson felt odd and got dizzy. More to come via the Mirror. Now, everybody has picked up this story at this point. Now you're seeing articles like this, how Mike Tyson's mystery illness could be deadly and what it means for the upcoming fight against Jake Paul. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this is obviously concerning. Mike Tyson, a legend in the game of boxing. He's 57 years old currently, but next month he'll be 58, right? Or this month, he's gonna be 58 before this fight. And now you have these scenarios where paramedics boarded the plane to give medical attention to Mr. Tyson. And they're saying it's an ulcer. It says the debacle has led to speculation as to what exactly has happened to cause these odd symptoms and whether or not it means we will have to delay the long-awaiting fight. Concerningly, some research suggests that Tyson could be at risk of developing a more sinister condition, including catastrophic internal bleeding. So they're saying this was inflammation from some kind of ulcer. It says one of the most severe and rare complications of an ulcer is the potential for the sore to turn into a rupture, splitting your stomach or colon open in what's called a perforation, according to the NIH. This is a rare complication affecting 2 to 14% of people that have ulcers. When the stomach or colon splits open, the acid and bacteria that are normally contained may spill out to the body, which could lead to life-threatening condition known as sepsis. So basically, your body will become toxic. It's just, imagine somebody with a hazmat suit and then they take the hazmat suit off and touch some toxic chemical, right? That's what's happening internally, right? Initial symptoms can be present a bit like a fever, causing dizziness, nausea, and a high temperature. Ulcer stomach perforation is fatal in about 30%. That's almost half. The risk may be a concern to Tyson's doctors, as being hit in the stomach can cause perforation, particularly in ulcerated regions. So now I'm starting to wonder, is this fight even worth it? If a guy is like 60, he's gonna be on Netflix. There, like, obviously there's no medical doctor that says that specifically he will or is gonna get the perforated ulcer, but just knowing that it's a possibility and hearing of this scare, I don't know, it kind of hurts the fight, I would say. It definitely does, because you already had a guy who's a legend and an aging man in the sport, and people before this, they were already kind of weirded out by the fight, and then now to hear of his health not necessarily being A1 like the steak sauce. When this fight was first announced, I remember seeing a lot of people were bringing up this, which happened not too long ago, where Mike Tyson was pictured in a wheelchair and he had a walking stick or a cane and he was being carted around and he got this rag by his mouth for whatever reason. So I don't know. This is not making me want to see the fight with a much younger, big, Jake Paul said he's coming in 240 pounds or whatever. And, just seeing Mike Tyson potentially in this condition, I don't even know if it's safe. It's kind of surprising that the Texas Commission is approving of this. Now, I know Mike smokes weed, and I think he says he even does shrooms, but it's looking a little bit weird for me. Stay tuned. I'll leave it at that. But this whole shenanigans with this fight is kind of losing some of its allure if the man is not even in health, because then what does that even really mean for the win if there's kind of a built-in excuse if Jake Paul were to win based on the person having medical episodes? Let me know in the comment section.